Welcome back, YouTubers, to another TNA Impact Wrestling review, the go-home show to TNA Lockdown 2013, with us, the British Fist. Mr. Parkin here, this guy sitting next to me, you know that NJ, people.
What's up?
Here to splice a little bit of energy to the review while I provide the sarcasm. Subscribe down below, comment your thoughts on this show, also down in the comment section below.
And make sure you contact us in the links in the description box below.
Have you washed your hands ready for this review, NJ?
Pretty much.
There we go. Anyway, get the moisturizer on your hands, warm up those hands. This is TNA's go-home show to Lockdown. Apparently, they have sold 6,000 tickets at the Allen Dome, and it will be their biggest American attendance. And also, this marked a sad occasion, not really a sad occasion, but this is the last Impact that we're going to get in the Impact Zone, eh? Looking forward to them just getting out there and just going live on the show. But anyway.
You made to start depressed me to begin with, yeah, God.
Well, you were already depressed. We watched TNA. The first thing we saw on this show was Kurt Angle saying that he's going to reveal the VP of the AcesAnd8's, and we kind of thought this would be main event. It wasn't, but I guess my question is, I was thinking to myself, why didn't the AcesAnd8's just hold him hostage so he couldn't go blabbing this out?
Following last week, I thought straight away that Angle steps into the room, gets beaten up, but he gets beaten up after he sees who the member is. I'm thinking, the AcesAnd8's, you can either batter him to pieces and keep him hostage, or let him go and spoil your big thing. And what do they choose? Let him go. So they can't win matches, and they're thick.
They're not really a very intimidating faction, are they? Especially logically. Anyway, but let's stop looking at this storyline logically and get onto the opener. The opener. TNA decided to give us the opener that we've seen already before. It's amazing how the main event for Bound for Glory goes from opener to TNA Impact. We had Austin Aries versus Jeff Hardy 4. We've seen this match 4 times now. You know, I really kind of tuned out of this match, to be honest. How many times do we need to see this match? The only thing I was really interested in here was the fact that Matt Morgan interfered.
That's something that really threw me, really got me thinking, okay, they're doing this for a reason. The first reason I can think is that Jeff Hardy may retain the pay-per-view, set up a feud with him and Morgan. But this really surprised me. This definitely gave me a good kick. Yes, Aries picked to face the champion. You know, it's like open fight night. You pick who you want to face. But I'm really intrigued to see Matt Morgan, who's 1 minute doing nothing, now attacking Jeff Hardy because he wants to go through each wrestler to get to his point of getting the championship.
I like the idea of Matt Morgan. Couldn't this have not been done next week? I mean, we've got a show to build up. We've got a main event to build up to. And this led to Bully Ray coming out to protect Hardy from further attack from Morgan. Do you think Morgan will actually be in the main event scene, or is this just a tease? I think maybe after Lockdown, they may be going to put him in there.
I really think with a guy like Matt Morgan, his size and the fact that I feel they didn't really do much with him after the Crimson thing, and plus with that Hogan storyline he had going, I really do believe he's ready to go to the main event. Yes, he's not had a build-up yet, but I think that's why he's starting with possibly Bully Ray, Jeff Hardy, before actually winning that championship.
I enjoyed Sting's pep talks tonight. I thought they were very intriguing. But anyway, we had a segment between Wes Briscoe and Kurt Angle. You know, TNA seems like they were really trying to start the show off very strong here. They started off with two of the bigger storylines going into Lockdown. You have Wes Briscoe coming out saying that he wanted to be like Angle until he actually met him. Then out comes Angle saying that he basically came because he wanted to whip Wes Briscoe's ass. And then we get the big reveal as to who the VP was, and I called it, NJ, didn't I? I called it.
I look at this, and Wes Briscoe, him and Mike on his own, we do bash the other AcesAnd8's members, their promos in this. Wes gets in there, brings up his father, brings up that woman admired Kurt Angle, but then actually being with him face to face, saw the bad in him, and he was going to prove that the Briscoes are better than the Angles. I thought it was quite interesting how they were doing it. And then Angle comes out, yes, and there's almost a fight, but then not the AcesAnd8's who left Wes to do it on his own, the security came out.
Yeah, we had the typical Al Snow, DLo Brown coming out. And it was funny, really, because as this happens, you're thinking, oh, God, DLo Brown is this VP of the AcesAnd8's. And, you know, when he came out, why didn't Angle go skits at DLo Brown if he was the one that he wanted to reveal and couldn't believe it? Why was he not, like, going skits at DLo Brown if he knows he is a... And, again, it's another example of a person in the AcesAnd8's that really isn't going to add much to the group, and it's just they're still a stupid faction.
Even though DLo was the most predictable one, the reason I weren't saying it, because why in the blue hell would Angle care that DLo, who doesn't really do anything in TNA anymore, was revealed as a turn against TNA? If it was Samoa Joe, I would be more surprised, but DLo, I guess that's the swerve to make you think it was sort of like Samoa Joe, but DLo, okay.
I wonder why they didn't do this at lockdown. This could have been like a bigger. I guess they didn't want to disappoint the people there. Because this was just just don't care about DLo in the AcesAnd8's. I'm through caring about you could have Bully Ray being the AcesAnd8's and I still wouldn't care at this point in time. But anyway, so that was the big reveal of the night. We go into a 6-person tag: Velvet and Los Stereotypicals versus Gail Kim and Bad Influence. This was actually the hour main event, which kind of surprised me. This was there just to continue 2 feuds onto Lockdown, the tag title feud without obviously Bobby Roode and Austin Aries, and the Knockouts feud. Gail Kim gets the pin on Velvet. I think that was the right way for this to go down. Not really too much to say about this segment, really.
Without making any of the tag teams look weak or strong than the other, you let the Knockouts get their little segment part in. Without Bobby Roode, I do question why he's not been here, especially on the Go-Home show, which you need as many wrestlers involved in the pay-per-view as you can to be here. But other than that, we've covered what was needed up to this point.
We had an AJ Styles update, the second in 2 weeks. We learned 2 things from this. AJ Styles does not like cameras and cameramen involving in his private life, much like the Claire Lynch storyline. And we learned that apparently he's going to be at the Live Impact after lockdown, uninvited.
Yeah, his tweet really made me laugh. Like, if you come to my place uninvited, I'm going to come to Chicago uninvited. You're a TNA wrestler. You're a contractor to TNA. You're not like uninvited to go there. But there we go, AJ. There we go.
I'll say this. I do find this new AJ Styles character very intriguing. So I look forward to seeing what they're going to do with this AJ Styles character. Moving on to the gut check segment now. First things first, Danny Davis is now the new gut check guy, the head guy at the developmental territory. Were you surprised that Ivelisse Velez got eliminated backstage? Like not in the ring or anything. Were you surprised that she didn't go through? Because I know I was.
Even like I said this last week, they both brought something to that match. Yes, one was better than the other, but I said last week I don't really care who went through. But after seeing this week, you can feel that it should have gone the other way to the crowd reaction. And her promo work, it's okay for a beginner, but obviously there's more to come, like you said, in 2 years. But I feel they may have made the wrong decision.
I think they've already got Ivelisse Velez signed. I can't see them turning down a knockout with an MMA background. I really can't see it. I think they might have done this just to see how Lady Tapper got a reaction on TV or how she did under the cameras. Quite frankly, the fans didn't really like her that much at all. Whether or not that was real heel heat, I don't know. She was very, very awkward on the mic as well, in my opinion. But it was very classy for them to mention the Paul Bearer thing, I guess, during the segment.
For her to be a heel, she definitely got the crowd going. She kept turning her attention to them, so I guess she's starting to become across as a good heel. The Paul Bearer stuff in a TNA thing, respect, Al Snow, who's been WWF, I think that was really good for them to do, and I just felt that was something special for TNA to do for WWE.
Yeah, moving on then. Do you reckon they're going to do a last-minute X Division multi-man match after last week's title change, which kind of devoured any lockdown match?
If anything, I feel that an open challenge might be needed, even though Rob Van Dam could be scheduled for his title loss rematch, so we'll just have to see what happens at lockdown.
I mean, we've got 6 matches. I mean, we need more. I mean, 6 matches going into one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year with the amount of build they've given it. It's just not good enough, TNA, I'm sorry. We had 3 segments tonight that would determine who would be the man advantage at Legal Hotline. They do this every year. We had Sting versus Devon. Devon beat Sting pretty clean. Magnus and Samoa Joe beat Garrett Bischoff and Doc. They were on the same page. That was kind of teased. James Storm lost to Mr. Anderson after he got distracted by the AcesAnd8's. So that means that the AcesAnd8's have the man advantage, even though still, with a man advantage, no one believes they're going to win.
This went down pretty well. Sting, even though he looked strong, it's like Bobby Roode, he faced Doc, Big Boot, Devon, Big Boot, so Sting's not looking the best person here, and he all blooded up and everything you saw the rest of the night. Magnus and Joe together, you saw the teams, I'm still having that I'm betting you kind of thing, who's going to turn on who. James Storm, Anderson, again, I predicted a good match. It didn't feel like an Anderson-AJ match, but Anderson getting a win over a big guy, good thing for Anderson.
Yeah, anyway, moving on to the main event segment. This is the whole thing revolving around Bully Ray and Jeff Hardy, their kind of final segment going into lockdown. Do you remember last year we had that really, really good promo segment from Bobby Roode and James Storm, and how excited that got us for lockdown? I think we needed something like this. We really needed them to sell this match, and you know, I think the mic work here, especially for Bully Ray, was generally very good. It's just a shame that what the content that they've been given and the fact there's no heat here, you kind of look at it and you're kind of just like, eh. That's just how I feel about this match.
Yeah, because I do respect what you do. You do a lot of great work, and I want to thank you for what you've done.
Yes, and do you know what? I would also like to thank you for what you've done. Without you and your little What's Up thing and your great insightfulness, which backs up my play-by-play, the British Fish would just be not anywhere near what it is now, I'm afraid.
But I need to thank you for your passion.
I should thank you. No, you've got more passion than me. See, that's kind of what it felt like. Two guys trying to kiss each other's asses, you know, and that's not, in my opinion, the way you build a main event for lockdown.
And this almost made me throw up. Bully Ray doing all this. Oh, I respect you. I love you. You're great. I was thinking, you're a freaking heel, really, not a face.
If they're going to turn him heel, it's going to be the most projected heel turn in the history of heel turns. But I must admit, I did like the thing Bully Ray said, that he wants to reach the pinnacle of his career by beating Jeff Hardy. And then out comes Hogan, because we couldn't have a show without Hogan. I don't know why Hogan needed to be there. He basically said, they are the best of the best of the best.
We're going to find the next one to lead our show, blah, blah, blah. I thought with the way that you had Jeff Hardy and Bully Ray talking, that was basically the finish.
Just needed to do that, yeah.
Two
guys involved in the match.
And plus, after that wasn't the finish. Hogan did not finish shows, the AcesAnd8's. So I'm thinking, number one, you don't really need Hogan. When they were shaking hands, you could have had the AcesAnd8's come out then. So I think the Hogan thing was just sort of, oh, you're going to appear on the show, you're back. Here you are.
It's just to get him on TV, I guess. And then we have this whole thing where the AcesAnd8's come down to the ring. There's a massive brawl between the two, yeah, because I haven't seen that finish before. I'm just, you know, anything involving this AcesAnd8's angle now, I just have to shake my head and, you know, turn away at, because I just don't care about anything involving the AcesAnd8's. So really just wanted them to focus on the Jeff Hardy and Bully Ray match in this final thing. And if they are projecting a Bully Ray heel turn here, then, you know, not even Bully Ray can save this storyline if they're going to do that. I'm just saying.
I've not got any confidence about Bully Ray becoming to the heel that he used to be. The AcesAnd8's not going to help him. There's all this face stuff he's done in the last few weeks has really pushed me further and further away from Bully. His mic work, though, has stayed the same.
Your overall thoughts on this show, NJ?
It did what it needed for lockdown, apart from Roode not being there, but it did what it's needed, which was what it needed.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all you can say, really. It did what it was designed to do and just try and hype us up for lockdown. It's just a shame that, even though I've got a lockdown shirt and I'm very pleased with it and everything, it's just a shame that I'm just not excited with this show right now. I just not very excited.
We'll go into more detail about this on our predictions, which will be this Saturday, but the thing I want to say is that you've got 4 big pay-per-views left. Not the first one, okay.
Well, 2 months
this
build to it.
Not so good. I don't think that these first 2 don't really feel as big as they should, so I don't know.
Yeah, and also another question I got asked, where's Terminator NJ? I haven't seen him around anywhere.
I need to question this, because we always expect him to cut a big, horrible promo, ripping the AcesAnd8's, bashing us, ripping Fool Killer, but he's just not been here. It's odd.
And talking of the leader, Fool Killer, no way. This is not going to happen. No, I can't see Fool Killer being the leader. Why would... I don't get... People are in the comments section of our videos saying, Fool Killer's the leader, Fool Killer's the leader. Well, what proof do you have? There's no proof.
And why would someone who's got as much knowledge in TNA than Fool Killer would do something along with a rubbish faction like the AcesAnd8's?
If there's one thing we know about Fool Killer is that he's logical and he would never go along with anything like that. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments on this Go Home show down in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys, and goodbye.
Okay, let's walk.
Let's get out of here, NJ. Come on. Another day, another review, NJ. It's now time to go into lockdown, I guess.
And I think from that review, we've proven that Fool Killer cannot be the leader of the AcesAnd8's.
No, there's just no evidence to prove that he could be the leader of the... Hold on. What's that down there? There appears to be some kind of picture underneath my door. This is really strange. You never ever get stuff like this. So, oh my god, is that in the AcesAnd8's? Is that the hammer?
Is that Fool Killer?
I mean, what the hell is this?
What's Fool Killer thinking? Questions need answering.
I don't know, but some serious stuff is going on. We defended this guy, man.
Why do we bother?
Let me see this.
Wheels are turning.